There's very few Republicans and very few Democrats, and there's a lot of people in the swamp. And the swamp consists of both, and they use the media and the cameras to make you think the Mitch McConnells and the Nancy Pelosi's of the world hate each other when they go out to dinner and they laugh on how they're making money off the strength of everyday Americans' backs.
Mm, I got you.
They're not at odds with one another. They are to the camera to make
Yeah.
you think that there's two political parties. But the longer you spend time in Washington, the more likely you are to be corrupt. And when you start taking money from major corporations, what do you think happens? You think a major corporation gives you $10 million and doesn't expect some policy or something in return? Really?
Right. I see. I'm with you, bro.
So, but this is the ignorance that is the American public that will honestly fight with their brother, their sister, their father, and ruin relationships over their disdain or hatred for a man that was fueled by the media. Because I have news for you: 95% of people that hate Donald Trump and voted because they hate Donald Trump did not vote for Joe Biden. They voted against Donald Trump. Wouldn't have a word to say, positive or negative, about Donald Trump if he never ran for office.
Mm, that makes
They would
sense.
have watched The Apprentice and they would have laughed. And The Apprentice was one of the highest viewed reality TV shows in the history. Why? Because at the end of the day, the guy is kind of entertaining. He says
Right.
some dumb shit. I'll agree with you. He says some really dumb shit, and he's smarter than that to be able to be more politically correct. But at the end of the day, he's the best policy president this country's ever seen. African Americans' wages were the highest they've ever been. Lowest unemployment rate. There was no wars. The economy was good. The borders were safe.
Well, do you think
So
it's
what?
just because of, like I say, it's just the way he lives his personal life and the way he goes about, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He lives his personal life the way 90% of men live their personal life, Chad.
I, oh, I know, I know that.
No, but at the end
Yeah.
of the day, he's direct. The problem with the world today, if you haven't noticed, is so many people have gotten so used to people being indirect
Right.
that direct is disrespectful and aggressive. No,
Right.
direct is what most motherfuckers need to hear.
Yep. Yep.
Stop wanting to hear what you want to hear and start listening to what you need to hear to be a better person and grow. Because growth doesn't happen being in the same room with everybody that agrees with you and being in a room where everybody's going to tell you that a participation medal and you did a great job when you just tanked a company.
That's right. You're right, man. Like you said, man.
So what I'm getting at is, and I'm sorry to cut you off,
No, you fine.
Kamala Harris is ran as an Indian American. Then she's African American. Like, bitch, make up your mind. One. Two, she has no world experience. She has more gas than mindless Joe Biden. Her intelligence level is, I'm sorry, is a joke at best.
Mm,
But women and African Americans will vote because that's what they think they need to do, and because the Democratic Party and because the media has portrayed this image, right, wrong, or indifferent. Has Donald Trump deserved some of the criticism that he gets? Yes, 1000%. Dude says some dumb shit. Dude can come off as an arrogant, pompous asshole, and the dude has probably done some shady shit in business, just like anybody that's
right.
in business has probably done things that if they look back, myself probably included, can I pinpoint one that looks back and says, you know what? I probably was raised better. I probably could have handled that a little bit better. I probably could have used a little bit more integrity in that situation. All those things could happen, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, this isn't reality TV, which everybody, the Vanderpump Rules and the Real Worlds and all this shit that people have gotten so hung up on, the Real Housewives, the Kardashians, trash bullshit that
Yeah.
has no meaning to life. And I just wonder how these people got the success and got why people watch them the way they do.
Yeah.
It blows my freaking mind. But through that reality TV lens in that world, we are now picking people who are running the country, and the way we move forward and how our lives are lived day by day on likability. and not credentials.
That's the world we live in now, man. That's what it is. So
All this equality and equity and all this other shit. No. If you've earned the right, you've earned the right. If you want to change things, then give school choice. Put money into lower income areas. And what I was getting at earlier is every directive that the Democratic Party has made over the last 3 years, you shut down schools, Chad. Who suffers the most?
that's
Middle class white kids from the suburbs who can afford a tutor? Or African Americans that live in low income societies that can't afford much? Who's going to suffer? Who's going to fall behind?
yeah, the definitely lower income areas for sure. So
Okay.
definitely. Um,
So every directive that they made throughout this has hurt African Americans more than any other race.
mm,
But yet everybody else is the racist. I have news for you guys. The Democratic Party used to stand for a lot of stuff. The Democratic Party is not the same party from when JFK was there. And then when Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act into order, had nothing to do with caring or doing what was best for African Americans. Had everything to do with a mind fuck of if we do this, we now own African Americans' votes from here on out. But rightfully so, and thankfully, a lot of African Americans, a lot of Hispanics, a lot of minorities are starting to pick up on that shit and are starting to flee from a party that left them a very, very long time ago. And this is from somebody who's still a registered Democrat,
mm,
lifelong, didn't vote for Trump until 2020.
yeah,
So this is not somebody talking to you that's been a conservative and a Republican all my life, and I'm still not. I will never attach myself to another political party ever again. I'm an
yeah.
independent.
I'm with you on that. I already told you. Yeah. It seems like nobody is. I mean, I know we got and voting is important and shit. Whatever. I'm just saying, and nobody. It just seems like nobody's helped my family ever, both sides. So I don't know. It's just what I feel on
That's
that.
because at the end of the day, they're puppets too, and that's the other thing that people don't realize.
Yeah.
Donald Trump isn't bought by big industry.
Yeah.
Donald Trump doesn't listen to other people. All the other presidents we've had, from Clinton to Bush to Obama to Biden, they're all puppets. They're all owned by BlackRock. They're all owned by special interest groups. They don't make decisions.
Mm,
That's what people don't realize. Our government is smoke and mirrors.
I see. That
As
makes
hard
sense.
as that is to say, people think we live in a democracy. We live in a democracy as long as the elites want you to live in the democracy. People also don't understand that 95% of the media we consume, and I can pull up the images,
Yeah.
are owned by 4 major companies. Every one of those companies, have you ever noticed Fox News is the only conservative news channel? Newsmax has a little bit, but when you look at MSNBC, CNN, CNBC, what are they? They don't have people on there that support Donald Trump. They'll only have a Republican on those channels if they hate Donald Trump. You got to ask yourself why.
I got you. That makes sense. Well, you cooking tonight, bro. You bringing the
I'm quoting,
smoke?
but here, Chad, let me just read this for you.
Yeah.
AT&T owns Time Warner, CNN, Warner Brothers, CW, TBS, TNT, DC, HBO, Cartoon Network. Walt Disney owns ABC, Fox, 21st Century Fox, Pixar, Marvel Studios, National Geographic, ESPN. Comcast owns NBC, Sky, Telemundo, and Viacom owns Paramount Pictures, MTV, Nickelodeon, and Black Entertainment. You tell me
Mm,
what all those companies have in common, and you tell me what all those news channels have in common as well. They all speak a liberal tone. They all speak a democratic tone because they are all controlled by money.
that makes sense. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it makes sense when you're breaking it down like that for sure. So it's pretty wild, man. I'm just checking. I'm looking down and checking the feed, man, to see uh how the stream going. I'm just for some reason it's acting buggy tonight. It's one of those nights. We had our electric went out today. The power or whatever, and I've been having problems with my network all day. So it's all good. I
Is it going to be choppy? Is it still? Is it still like?
no, we getting a good feed from us because I'm recording it and streaming it at the same time. But the stream is So what I'm gonna have to do is take the recorded one that we got recording and repost it up back up because it's not the stream is not it's going in and out on me. But yeah, but
Yeah.
everything is good though. So
So what are your thoughts, man? I mean, I've told you enough about what I think. Like as
yeah,
an African American,
yeah,
and I've known you 10 years now, like,
yeah,
we've never really talked about, because you and I both know when we
yeah.
get together, it's all love, right?
Oh
It's about what's going on. It's about what's in front of us. Like, I hate talking about politics, but
yeah,
it's become so ingrained and so important because we're at a turning point. I feel right now in this country, in this election, in this world,
yeah,
that if we don't really start to see what's in front of us, then everybody who thinks is that this country is safe, it's
yeah,
not, man. We're not far off from having this a complete dictatorship.
yeah. I mean, my only little thoughts are so Trump is brilliant and smart. What he does, and I can't speak as eloquent as you have on these subjects because I don't deep dive into it that way. You know what I mean? Like I get up and I go out like when the inflation when shit is high, shit costs more money. I just go make more money. Like I'm always just a solution based type dude. Like I don't complain about it. I'm like okay, I just need to make more money. Like you know what I mean? Like that's the way I'm wired. But um, I feel like there's a lot of divisiveness going on. You know what I mean? Because he's so direct, and he's like us. He's like you. He's like me. I'm just a direct. I don't shoot around. I don't shoot the shit, man. I come straight to it. You know what I'm saying? I come straight for it. What's on my mind? What I got to say, and not you per se, but like other people that follow Trump. Not like people that think they're better than people because their color of their skin. That kind of shit. Like that's kind of bad. And then on the other side with Harris, you know, black people of color, people of color, they go on with her based off of just because she's black or she says she's black. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not voting because of she brings the best things to the table. It's just because this is what I was always taught. This is what I believe. This is the way the world is. Blah 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 blah. So I think both sides are shady. To be honest with you, I think we're screwed. Um, I know Trump. He's proud to be an American. He's proud to be. This is our territory. Let's take care of home first before we start taking care of all this other bullshit, other shit. And
Yeah.
but but then again, you got some people that takes that to the next level and be like, yeah, let's just fuck up everybody that's not white. I'm not talking about. I mean, not everybody's not like that, but there's a lot of followers that follow Trump that believe in Trump think that way. So that's my concern on that side. And then on the other side, the concern is, do we know what we're doing? Like, are we going to protect home turf and not just let everybody in here? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever heard of the oxygen mask theory for airplanes? Put your oxygen mask
Yeah.
on, make sure you can breathe before you go help others. Like, we got to take care of home. We so fucked up here. We got to get shit straight here first. And then, the blue
You're
side.
right, but Chad, they
Yeah,
need votes. And
right.
if you
Yeah.
think that letting these people across the border is for anything
Yeah.
other than votes and to create fear, then
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the Democratic Party is watching people flee from their party left and right. They need votes, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I mean, their policies and what they've done is just asinine. And at the end of the day, they don't want you to think for yourself. They don't think you're smart enough to live your own life. And you said it, when the inflation goes this,
Yeah.
I just go out and make more money.
Right.
But not everybody can do that, Chad.
Yeah.
Not everybody can go out and has the connections and has the means and has the podcast equipment and has the
Yeah.
IT experience that you have. It's
Right.
not that easy for everybody.
You're right. You're right about that.
So you got to create opportunities, and you got to, like, I talk about this all the time, man. Like, the hood is the hood. Like, you know, your girl's from upstate New York. I'm from upstate New York.
Yeah.
But I haven't always just, hung out in the suburbs. You know what I mean? Like, I've hung out with in some areas that most people would be surprised that I was in, and most people would be like, yo, how do you even hang out there?
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at there is, when you grow up and you live in an environment that You walk outside your front door, everybody has a choice, right? At the end of the day, we
That's
all
right.
know what's right, wrong, and indifferent. We
That's
all
right.
make a choice. But what I'm getting at is when you wake up and every single day of your life is by the time you're 5 years old, you walk outside your front door, you see pimps, you see drugs, you see guns, you see fighting, you see swearing, you see people treating each other just negatively, women being disrespected. By the time you're 5, the brain is one of the most powerful things and one of the hardest things to retrain. By the time you're 5, yes, can you make a different decision and be like, yeah, this isn't for me and go to college and do this? But people who grew up in the hood, man, they don't have that luxury.
That's true.
Their brain is already so tainted that it's easier said than done. Yes, everybody has a choice,
That's true.
but not when you're filled with that much negativity before you even turn 5 years old.
You're right about
You
that.
still have a choice.
Right.
It's just much harder to make a logical, good choice for yourself when your brain is filled with that much negativity.
And that comes from E. I'm be 100% since we've been transparent. You know, these motherfucking people having kids that don't need to be having kids, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah, but
you get what I'm saying?
listen,
Like,
I had a kid out of wedlock, man. I had a kid by mistake.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff happens, bro. And you're absolutely right. But that's the other thing that people got to ask themselves as the Democrats keep pushing this shit. People don't realize this, but you know, Bill Gates' father was the creator of Planned Parenthood, right?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Bill Gates' father started Planned Parenthood. Where are 90% of Planned Parenthoods?
You got to tell me.
In low income African American communities.
Okay, okay.
Why is that? And who pushes Planned Parenthood more than anybody else?
I see what you're saying now. I follow you.
Because the Democratic Party does not give a fuck about black people, bro. If anything, it's completely opposite. It's complete, utter opposite. They scream racism and you're racist from the top of the mountains because that's every single thing that they say is exactly who they are. Everything they project on everybody else is exactly who they are. And what made me realize this is you know me, Chad. I'm a go getter.
Yeah.
I was humming. My businesses were soaring. I was cooking. And then all of a sudden, you take somebody used to working 60, 70 hours a week inside a center, loving what he does, and then tell me I have to sit home and I can't bring health and wellness to people. I can't make people's immune system stronger. And what am I going to do? I'm going to sit home and play video games. I'm going to sit home and drink myself into a stupor. No, I'm going to start doing some research.
Start research.
I'm going to start watching documentaries. I'm going to start watching podcasts. I'm going to start watching every type of media there is. Because up until that point, I would watch CNN and tell people that Fox News was fake news.
Mm.
It's all fake news. All of them are fake news. But what I can tell you about Fox News from watching everything from Newsmax to CNN to MSNBC, and I still do. I still watch them all. I'll tune into every single one of them when I get a chance just to see the narrative they're spinning.
Yeah.
Fox News reported about Hunter Biden's laptop. Fox News reported about Biden's senility, which I've been telling my parents and many people that Biden would not make the next election. His party would push him out. And what'd they do? Because I've known Biden senile since he took office. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to see if you watch something that's not doctored outside of your own confirmation biases, which is your CNN and your MSNBCs, and you actually watch other medias. Now, at the end of the day, they could say what they say, and you could turn around and be like, they're absolutely full of shit. I'm not going to listen to a word they said, but at least you listened.
Right, right.
And you made a choice to decide whether that information is viable or it's not. The problem is most people that are ingrained in a political party will never watch anything outside of what their confirmation biases want to tell them, which means they won't watch a Fox News because Fox News will challenge their beliefs. People don't like to be challenged anymore.
That's what you was talking about
So what I can
earlier.
tell you, all media is a bunch of bullshit. But at least Fox News has been broadcasting truth for a long time on many different fronts, and they've lied about a lot of shit too. I'm not going to sit here and say like Fox News doesn't lie. Journalism is kind of dead.
It is,
But
man.
at the end of the day, I started to watch documentaries, and a documentary that I watched was called Out of Shadows. And
Hmm.
it was from a gentleman that was one of the biggest stunt producers and stunt men in Hollywood for the longest time. He's been blacklisted ever since because he spoke out about what was called Pizzagate. Because he started to see the disgusting pedophilia that goes on in Hollywood. That's why the Epstein tapes haven't been released, dude. Do you know how many people within our federal government are involved in child sex trafficking?
Probably a lot.
Dude,
Probably a lot.
more than I think anybody wants to even fathom.
Famine. Yeah. Eh,
All right, Diddy's not alone. Jay
no.
Z, Beyonce, they're all fucking sick. Oprah,
Yeah, I'm hearing shit about Busta Rhymes now. So
dude. Anybody who's been put on a pedestal and built up to be a demigod. Look at Katy Perry.
yeah.
Katy Perry grew up a Mormon. Katy Perry grew up probably one of the most religious people around. Look at all of her videos now; they're demonic. Because once you get to a certain point in Hollywood, you
Yeah.
sell your soul for money. You take this and you
Yeah.
make your videos and send this message.
Sell your soul to
Child
the
sex
devil.
trafficking is a multi-trillion-dollar a year business that is done by the elites and many people within our federal government.
Mm.
That's why Epstein's records have not come out. If Donald Trump and his family were heavily implicated in all that, those records would have been released left and right. And
Wow.
that's the problem that I have with a lot that goes on is the double standards this country has for
Yeah.
political parties.
I see, man. It's a pretty wild world. Like I said earlier, I mean, we live in a crazy world, bro. But shoot, man, we can go on all night on this one, bro. we got we got to hit
Yeah,
a few.
let's switch it up, man. Like I said, I could definitely go on all night about this topic.
Hey,
And
man.
I hope people, regardless, don't judge me for what I just said. These are my beliefs. I'm not trying to tell you, y'all, anybody who's on this call
Yeah.
has to think or believe or listen to anything I'm saying. What I'm asking you to is to hear what I'm saying and be an individual of your own to discern whether the information I'm telling you has some validity that requires you to then go out and look into it a little bit more, or you
Right.
could just say, you know what, this motherfucker's off his rocker, and I'm not going to listen to a word he says. He lost me at Donald Trump ain't racist. I have news for you. He's not.
That's what's up, man. All right. Good deal, bro. So
And that's not me liking him. I'll preface that again. I do not like Donald Trump, but I'm going to call a spade a spade.
that's it, man. That's it. So um I tell you what, let's get on to we only got like one or two more things to talk about. Um this next topic what we talking about though, I'm off the market, you know, I'm married, I'm good. You dig what I'm saying? But I do know a lot of friends and people that's dealing with it. Modern women, man, dating relationships are different now. You know, back in our day, man, it was a little bit easier before all the social media, but now it's crazy. I'm gonna play this clip, man, and I want to get your thoughts on it. I got to get it pulled up here and get us back to the right
Okay.
screen. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, let me get rid of Biden Harris at the bottom down there. I got so much new stuff, man. I'm still trying to figure it
Oh,
all
we
out,
could definitely get into dating. This is a fun topic. I'm glad you're bringing this up.
bro. Let me see, bro. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And then still learning this new software. All right, here we go. Got it pulled up. What you drinking on, man?
Uh, little vodka and cranberry mango, and I'm not one to really make a drink at home, bro. If I'm not out at a bar or something, I don't usually
Yeah.
drink. But I knew like this is going to be some interesting topics, and I just wanted to kind of,
Oh yeah.
you know, ease into it and just kind of because I knew I was going to say some controversial shit, and
I
it is
got it.
what it is, man. I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm
So
just always going to be me. And I'm going to be clear. I'm going to be honest, and
you cool with me
if I
posting
offend
this
somebody,
everywhere, all the social medias?
what's that?
You cool with me having this on posting on all the social medias?
Yeah, I don't care, man. I'm
Okay.
surprised if YouTube won't take this down. To be honest with you,
Nah,
I'm serious. I
yeah,
already had a podcast taken down in New York
yeah,
that was heavily viewed because I criticized the medical community on how they do things, and
yeah.
they took the
We need to
podcast
have
down
a, yeah.
and said
That's another
misinformation.
that's another subject too, man. Yeah, I was gonna say, man, social they'll let a girl post, her, I don't know if you've seen some of these videos when the girl is working out, but she got these real tights on and almost naked and working out. Like that, they'll let that post all day, but as soon as you post some political views or something that's more direct, it's like shadow banned or some shit. It's pretty wild how that works. I don't know. It's
Oh,
crazy.
I thought you were gonna post a hot Tua girl, bro.
Oh, yeah, not yet. No, not tonight. Not on this one. But
I thought you were gonna do some hot Tua.
so I'm gonna play this clip real quick, bro, and then let me just get your thoughts on it. It's like a 1 minute video, 60 seconds.
Women friend zoned guys who would make them wives for guys who made them single moms.
I feel like sometimes it's really like the guys that'll make you a wife. Women, they don't want to like change who they are. So they say they want to be a wife, but they're not ready to really play the wife role.
Women do not know how to choose men. Women pick fucked up, and then their view on men is based on the men that they dealt with. So they start to view men of the world as a reflection of the men they dealt with. The small percentage of fucked up men that they chose, women choose what they like, not what they need. This is why when you're young and you get older, you look back and go, I wouldn't fuck with none of them niggas. She just said it.
That's
When I was 18, 20, I wouldn't marry them niggas. Yeah,
No.
because you picked what you like.
So why you
what
not married?
Marriage for a man means zero. We benefit nothing from marrying y'all. We don't gain anything. Marriage is in the benefit of you guys.
Do you guys
So what you think about that, man? Does he have a point? I know, times have changed.
There's the benefit of the female.
No, yeah,
I mean, that's a generalized statement because I know there's a lot of males that find value in marriage. Like it all depends on, to me, why are you getting married? Are you getting married because you want a partner and you believe that this person can help your own business grow? Because the one thing I could say about a woman is you give her pretty much anything and she'll make it better.
right,
But that's a good woman, right? His
Right.
first point is women pick what they like instead of what they want, and that's absolutely true. Most women will talk about wanting a good man, but that isn't toxic enough for them. That's not dramatic enough for them. And we understand that women can be emotional creatures and they'd like drama to a certain degree. And I'm generalizing, and I'm not saying that is of all women, right? So I don't want, because there's a lot of good people in both genders, right? There's
Yeah.
assholes that are men. There's very good stand up, loyal, great men, and then there's the same thing with women, right?
Right.
Today's dating world has become so heavily on social media, the DMs, the endorphin kick from the likes, and all this other stuff that women are gassed up. Like I was thinking about this earlier, like, how many girls you think be like, oh, motherfucker, I'm a queen.
Right.
Why? Because you have 10 dudes a day in your DM, you got an amazing body, and you're a drop dead gorgeous girl. But what have you done? Do you have a college degree? Have you ever
No.
started a business? Have
Nope.
you ever raised a kid? Have you ever
Nope.
owned a home?
Nope.
Have you ever paid bills on your own?
Nope.
So what makes you a queen other than a bunch of thirsty dudes who are in your DM just to be in your DM because it's a test to them to see if they can hit.
Right. It's like a crack fiend, dog.
But again, the catch-22 of that is, fellas, stop gassing these girls up by jumping in their DMs, telling them how great they are, because all you're doing is setting it up for everything else. So it's both sides, right?
Yep, you're right.
The women are feeding into it, saying, I'm a queen, when they haven't ever accomplished shit other than looking good.
Yep.
And the men are perpetuating it because they're in their DMs making them feel like they're something special, when at the end of the day, all the dude wants to do is be like, all right, let me see, this is kind of a game. Let me see if I can get at this girl. If not, then I'll move on to the next one, right? It's a numbers game, just like anything else in sales and anything else.
That's right. Just like
now, the other thing that's become kind of an issue is when I get to the point of earlier being indirect and direct, this whole ghosting stuff.
Oh, man.
Like, at the end of the day, I would rather you and I go out, and I have a story from not too long ago, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
vibing with this girl. We meet on social media. Or actually, we met in public, and then time goes by, something pops up. We link up. We started talking on social media. Go out, right?
Right.
Hanging out. Vibe is great. Everything is cool. And we're getting to the point, and I'm even talking about the whole ghosting thing because this thing's been going on for a couple of years now, like the whole ghosting thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, I said, the only thing that I ask is like, if something we're vibing, but if for some reason we stop vibing, things don't work out, just shoot me a text. Like, I'm not forcing nothing. I don't need a female. I don't need a girlfriend. I've
Right.
accomplished a lot in my life, and I would love to have a partner to grow with, but I don't need it. I am completely content being alone, doing what I need to do, and having fun and just kind of going with the flow. So I don't need it. So if something's not going to work out, and I'm going to give you my time and energy, take you out, spend money, because if I'm taking you out, I'm not taking you to some Taco Bell.
Right.
I'm not taking you to some diner, right? Like, we're going out.
Oh, yeah.
So if I'm going to do that, and that's the other thing a lot of women don't realize is that these dudes will trick money. Dudes will tell you they got this. They'll take you on a yacht. They'll do this. They'll do that. But they're talking to 15 other girls.
Yep.
A busy dude that's raised right, that's about his money, that's about respect, that takes care of his friends, takes care of all this other stuff, his family, whatever, and gives you time out of his day when he doesn't have a lot of time. Most women don't realize how valuable that is.
Yep.
For a busy, successful man to give up time.
And I say this shit all the time, bro. Like, the most successful businessmen like yourself, there's very small percentage of those type of men on the planet. So when a woman has that opportunity, she needs to lock it in and stop just thinking, these guys are they get inflated in their head, man. They think because all these dudes are in their DMs, man. Most dudes are just wanting to fuck, man. They just want to hit, right? They ain't really trying to settle down with them. So it's pretty crazy, man. But you can keep cooking. I just had to throw that in there.
So yeah, vibe or whatever. And I even make a point to say, like, during his dinner, I'm like, listen, if things don't go right, the only thing I ask is just don't ghost me. Shoot me a text. Like,
Right.
if you're not into it, you're not into it. I'm not going to try to force no situation. Not going to do this, not going to do that. And meanwhile, me and this person were texting like every day for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
She just disappeared.
go to dinner, pick this person up, drop them off, flowers, all this stuff. Now this is, and then all of a sudden things don't go right. And what happens the next day? Hey, good morning, da da da. We got plans for like the following, like a few days later, whatever it is, and no response. After I look at the person and be like, yo, if it doesn't work, just do me a solid and don't ghost me. Just be like, yo, it's not working. Okay,
Right.
cool. I wish you the best. Cool person. You know what I'm saying? Like, vibe with this person. Beautiful person. Like, I'm not a hater. If it didn't work, it didn't work. I wish you all the best with something else. Man, I hope you find what you're looking for.
That's right.
So this whole ghosting and not being able to be direct with people is part of the problem, bro, of why relationships and communication is broken down. Like, you go into a restaurant, and I see it all the time, bro, and you'll see families together, four people sitting at a table. What are they all doing? They're all looking at their phone.
Everybody on their goddamn phone. Yep.
Live in the motherfucking moment and chill.
Right. Yep.
Like, I just don't get it. But yes, going back to the whole social media and all these people in their DMs and saying, oh, ma, da, 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 and all the likes and all the thirst traps that the girls post and shit. One, dudes, you're gassing these girls up to act the way they're acting. And females, I'm sorry, stop calling yourself a queen just because you're good looking. What the fuck have you accomplished?
Right.
You haven't raised a kid, and if you have, some of you have raised them bad. You don't have a house to show for yourself. You have maybe a nice car because you live in an apartment that your car's more than your apartment. Like, what have you done to call yourself a queen?
It's crazy,
because
man.
a real king, you don't need to call yourself a queen. A king will call you a queen and will elevate you to queen status.
That's
and
right.
vice versa. A real queen will take a man and elevate him to king status.
That's right, man. The delusion is just an all-time high right now. It's crazy, man. Like you said, these women, they're getting all these DMs, man. And it's like you said, it's mostly the men's fault for simping. That's the new term. Being thirsty. You got these pro athletes, man. They in these girls' DMs. So it'll be a chick, some bitch in. I'm sorry to say bitch, but this is what it is. It'll be some bitch in Fargo, North Dakota, bro, that don't know anybody, but she maybe a 7 or 8 on a out of a 10 scale, and she shoots, posts a bikini picture, and then it'll be somebody like a Drake or some kind of pro athlete to shoot her a text and DM, and then they'll fly her out, smash her down, and then she thinks she's above everybody else because she spent a one night or two with a celebrity with a blue check, but he ain't trying to put her in a life for good. He's just trying to get, temporary fun. But then her heads get inflated, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. So I see it all the time, bro. It's crazy. So yeah.
But the other problem too that I've seen, Chad, and this is to the defense of females and sometimes the way they act, is with all these participation medals and all this sensitivity and all this other shit, dudes have become so fucking soft that most females got to be masculine. Dudes don't know how to bring out a woman's feminine energy anymore because they're too soft. Like, and I use this all the time, and I joke about it. It's like these little skinny jeans, these tight jeans. Yo, homeboy.
Yep.
You misinterpreted what it meant to get into a girl's pants. Stop wearing these skinny ass jeans.
Well, you said it right.
And I'm not saying don't wear some form fitting, some nice, but these skinny jeans, bro. Again, you missed the conception of what it is to get into a girl's pants. Stop wearing them. Stop wearing a girl's pants.
That's it.
These dudes, bro, they're so soft. So if a girl gives them constructive criticism, she says that they take more time to get ready than females. Like, dudes are so feminine and soft that some of these girls have to have this chip on their shoulder and act a certain way because dudes are pussy.
Yep, you're right. That's a great point, man. It's like we're switching roles, man. It's like women are becoming more masculine and men are becoming more feminine, and you can see that shit in real time. It's probably crazy, man. So yeah, I'm gonna roll one more. I'm gonna roll another clip here. Get your thoughts on this one. This one is maybe like 1 minute. They got y'all like 60 seconds. So let's roll this one.
There's not a big pool of good men.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
That is a lie.
Tell me.
Listen, there's not a lot of good men who want y'all. I'm clapping for myself. Where the good men at? Like, they hiding under a rock or in a cave. They everywhere. They at the gas station. They at Costco. They at Equinox. They at the bank. They walking right past you, and you don't show up on their radar because of the way you are. They're going to walk right by you. Your pretty face ain't going to go too far because everybody's pretty. That's a prerequisite. So if that's all you got to offer, we not looking at you. But there's plenty good men. They just don't want your ass. I ain't never heard no woman say, I know I ain't shit. When have you ever heard a woman admit to not being shit? She'll say, this man ain't shit, he ain't shit, he was bad, he was bad, he was bad, he was bad. But for the most part, every woman think they're a good woman. What makes you a good woman? Who's auditing that you're a good woman? You are auditing yourself? Why don't you ask your exes what they think? Because all your relationships diminished and ended in turmoil.
There's not.
So yeah, that was another thing I wanted to talk about, man, is how you feel about, most women, they have an issue with accountability. I don't know how much you dealt with that. I'm sure you have dealt with it a lot in your time. What do you think about that? Like, what's the deal with women, like having this issue with being held accountable?
I think that's a general statement. I think in general, most people, men and women, don't like to be held accountable anymore. Self-accountability and being able to have constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Because I do know a lot of women who are okay being held accountable.
Yeah.
And then obviously I know a lot of men that are okay being held accountable and vice versa. I know a lot of women that will flip the fuck out if you give them any constructive criticism. Same thing with some men. But that comes down to insecurities. I don't think that's a women or male or gender trait. I think that's an insecurity trait. You're either willing to accept that you have flaws and there's areas that we can all improve in, and you're okay with hearing those areas from others, or you're not. And I don't think I don't think your gender matters with regards to that. Like, here's something that I want to read and I kind of agree with. I think women are foolish to pretend they are equal to men. They are far superior and always have been. Whatever you give a woman, she will make greater. If you give her sperm, she will give you a baby. If you give her a house, she will give you a home. If you give her groceries, she will give you a meal. If you give her a smile, she will give you her heart. She multiplies and enlarges what is given to her. So if you give her any crap, she be ready to receive a ton. So if you give a woman stress, if you give a woman insecurities, then she's going to magnify that, right? And I'm not saying that's a real mature woman, a woman who knows who she is, and woman who knows that she stands on integrity, a woman who's been through trials and tribulations, a queen, a woman who has accomplishments, who's experienced life. You give that type of woman those types of things, and yes, things are going to get greater. You give the bad social media model something, all you're going to get is headaches, because at the end of the day, that's all that girl cares about, because that's all she's given every single day is dudes that we want to say thirsty, but that's the other problem, is that women will look at a dude that texts the next day or calls and says, hey, good morning, baby, good morning, beautiful, compliments, and is actually engaged in their day and those types of things as a thirsty dude. No, that's a good dude.
Right.
That's a dude who actually cares about your well-being and cares about how your day is going. But to a lot of women, those dudes are kind of boring.
That's it.
Which is
Yep.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's what's up.
Because
Man.
at the end of the day, most people that get rid of somebody else, it's not an indication of who they got rid of. It's more of an indication of who they are.
Who they are. Yeah, you said it, you be hitting across the head with it tonight, Eric. Man, we gotta do this. We gotta do this more often, bro.
Bro, I'm always down to chop it up and talk some real shit with you, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
At the end of the day, there's not enough platforms and forums to do shit like this. So
yeah,
you and I known each other 10 years, bro. It's been a minute since you were here in Florida. We had a great time sitting at the Airbnb, just cooking out, and we need to plan another one of those kind of trips. But yeah, bro, I'm weekly, man. I'm down to jump on, chop it up. There's a lot of, we can get into the whole
topics,
transgender, like all sorts of shit that's going on. It's just wacky right now, bro. Like things that most people don't want to talk about, but need to be talked about with respect.
Right.
There's a difference. There's delivery. There's ways to talk about things to demean and belittle and make people feel stupid. And there's ways to talk about things that are like, listen, here's some facts. I'm open to hear you. I understand how you feel, where you're coming from. I don't agree with where you're coming from or how you feel, but I understand. And this is my side of things. This is how I feel. This is how I look at things. And I hope you're going to respect my opinions the same way I'm going to respect yours. That's right. The other problem, is that respect is going out the window.
Yep.
Respect for ourselves and respect for each other has gone out the window a long time ago.
Oh yeah, man, that's right, man. A lot of interesting topics, bro. A lot of things we can cover. Like I said, we'll figure some stuff out, because this has been great. I wanted to finish up with football is back, bro.
Yeah, you're welcome for Justin Fields, bro.
Football is back, man. I'm excited about it. A game tomorrow night. Your Bears playing the Houston Texans in preseason. I don't think Caleb and Williams playing or anything like that. But
I don't think they'll. You think they'll start Stroud? You think Stroud will play?
That's a good question. I'm not sure, man, on that. I don't know. They may play him. They may play him. I'm not sure, but I'm just happy to see people run around hitting each other, even though it's the preseason. I'm happy about that. So, what do you think?
We play the Texans week 2. Also, I'm trying to go out there for that game.
Oh, you're going to try to get to that one?
Yeah, they in week 2 in Houston.
Okay. Well, my Steelers coming to Atlanta for week 1, so I'm all over that. So yeah, but man, I'm excited about this season, man. I don't know. You think Kansas City might win the whole thing again?
I don't know, man. I mean, they're poised to do it. I think there's a lot of people in the NFC, and I know people are going to say, oh, yeah, of course he's going to say this. But I honestly think, man, Caleb could bring us to the NFC Championship, if not beyond. All he has to do is just play a top 15 quarterback. Yeah. He doesn't have to do much more than that, bro. The defense is good. We got the best receiver core in the NFL. Yeah. We got a good backfield. We got a good offensive line. I mean, Ryan Poles has made some moves, man. I'm excited, bro. I hope Kansas City doesn't do it, because I honestly can't stand Kelsey and I can't stand Taylor fucking Swift.
You're not a Swiftie?
No, I'm not a fucking Swiftie, bro. Fuck no.
Oh, that's funny.
No. And Kelsey, with all of his endorsing of vaccines and all that other shit, being a professional football player, doing endorsements for Big Pharma. And I just, I think he's very overrated. I think there's several tight ends that if they were with Mahomes, they would have equal, if not better, stats. And I think if Travis Kelce was on 15 to 20 other teams, nobody would even know who he is.
I was just gonna say, you know, he just happened to be in the right spot, man, with around the weapons and stuff that with a good quarterback. So that has a lot to do with it. So for sure. But yeah, man.
So what do you think? You think KC is going to win it?
No, I don't think they're gonna do it again. I think it's gonna be another squad this year. I think it's actually gonna be maybe possibly an NFC team winning this year, the whole thing. So that's what I think.
I don't know. Lamar with Derrick Henry, bro, is pretty scary.
Yeah.
Baltimore is going to be serious, man.
Yeah, they loaded. They are loaded.
I'm just excited to see Caleb Williams and Jordan Love bang out because I was not expecting Jordan Love to
turn out
what Jordan Love is.
Yeah,
I mean, it was 1 year.
Yeah, so first couple of games he was like not good.
Nobody had tape on him.
Yep. So
and now people have tape on him. We'll see if he does the same shit in the second year. But the NFC North is looking real stout, man. I mean, they got the Vikings, they got Detroit. Your division's looking good. I mean, Joe Burrow, I think, has got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a lot to prove. I don't know what the fuck's up with that haircut, that real Slim Shady shit. But
hey, man,
he went from the hair flowing to like some shade fucking bleach blonde shit, bro. Like what?
That's when you super rich, man. You bored as fuck.
Yeah, right.
So that's all that shit is. But no, man, it's gonna be wide open. I'm gonna look forward to it. Like I said, I'm excited, man. I'm always down for some football, bro. I love this part of the year. You know, fall, all that shit. So that's what's up, man. But
we'll have to catch a game together, even if it's not both of our teams. Whether you come down to Miami or something, bro. We'll have to we'll have to catch a game, and you'll have to take a little trip back down here and come. I
don't know if you're gonna be in town because I know you be back and forth from New York and Dallas and stuff like that. I'm gonna be down there. Let me look at the calendar. September, the last Friday, the last weekend in September, going into October. September the 30th to October the 2nd.
For what?
I mean, I'm just me and Michelle. We coming down. So nothing. No game. It's no game or nothing. But I'm be down there for 4 days.
Oh, that's
so
okay. Yeah. Hit me up, bro.
I'll hit you up. We can get
something. I'll probably be around.
So yeah, that's what's up, man. But shit, we done did about an hour or so, man. So that's what's up, man. All this gonna be uploaded to everywhere. So be prepared.
Oh boy, I can only imagine the types of messages I might get after some of the shit I said, bro.
I hate my stream. My stream was messing up on the because I don't know, Facebook probably would have abandoned it, but I had it going out to YouTube, Rumble, Twitter. What's the other one? I got so many shits. So yeah, Instagram. It was going out to everywhere. So, but I'm gonna post it there anyway. So we'll see what happens. So yeah.
If my ass gets audited, bro, everything I said tonight was real.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But yeah, man. So I appreciate y'all hopping on. I see it's like a few people on right now. I'm looking down at the stream. Appreciate everybody hopping on. Nobody really wanted to comment, so I guess they were scared to get in the smoke. But as we continue on and do this more often, it'll be more people hopping on, man. So I appreciate you hopping on with me tonight. Eric, y'all check him out, Mr. Lemonade. I'm going to post his link, his IG in the description below. So y'all holler at him. He's real big on getting people healthy and wellness. So we're gonna end this stream right now. Eric, hold on real quick. So after I finish the stream, we can talk for a few minutes. But appreciate y'all hopping on, man. That's gonna be it for this episode, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. All right, hold on 1 second. All right.